Hi guys. So I can't get on using my normal Facebook Live. The cold weather, the rainy weather, the storms, the clouds, whatever it might be, Telstra, who knows? So I can't get on to do my normal Facebook Live. So what I've done is I've hooked up to my computer, and so I'm doing it through my computer. So I hope it's okay. I don't know if it's a bit time laggy or if you notice a difference, but jump on, ask some questions. Let me know how you're going. I'm just going to keep checking in. So it looks like I'm doing something else, but I'm just checking in to actually see what it looks like. Okay, make sure it's running. Yeah, it's a bit grainy, isn't it? If you've got any questions, please pop them below. If you've got any thoughts on the 10-day Master Your Metabolism Challenge, or if you just want to say hi, pop it below. I know it's Friday, everyone's a bit busy out and about on Friday. Maybe you're at home having a nice cup of warming tea because it's a little bit crazy outside. The temperature's dropped. I actually quite like this weather because it gives me an excuse to catch up on things inside. I don't feel guilty about not being outside, so that's why I like it. So welcome to day 6 of your 10-day Master Your Metabolism Challenge. My name is Naomi Judge. I'm a naturopath and nutritionist, and I help women connect the dots between their health, happiness and your hormones. And that's why we're talking about metabolism, because it's often overlooked, and there are tons and tons of myths out there, and we're actually going to get into the myths in a couple of days. So many myths out there that actually harm your metabolism instead of nourishing it, instead of helping your metabolism to thrive. Your metabolism is your engine. If your metabolism is not working correctly, you're not going to feel your wonderful self. You're not going to jump out of bed in the morning with that spark and be ready to go. You're not going to have your mojo. So, hi Jacqueline, how are you? I haven't seen you for a little while. Haven't seen you online for a little while. I hope you are well. But yeah, so to get your metabolism working, you've really got to hone in on what's going on and follow these steps, follow these 10 days, write it down, write it in a calendar, so that you can implement some of these steps and keep these steps ongoing. We've talked about foods, we've talked about foods that nourish, we've talked about minerals, we've talked about all of these different things so far. And today, if you got the email, you would have noticed that I've said to just take a step back. Hi Kim, how's it going? I hope you're well. Oh, we're getting all sort of regulars back. There's a few of you I haven't seen for a while. Maybe you're Fridays is a kind of a day at home day, maybe, I don't know, or maybe it's lunch break. Hope you're welcome. Today we're talking about self-care and the importance self-care is for your metabolism. So if you're not looking after yourself, if you're going from task to task to task to task, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in the next couple of days, the fact that going faster doesn't necessarily mean your metabolism is working faster. Going faster actually burns you out. And it's very interesting. I was reading a book on physics, and the book on physics talks about aging, and it actually talks about speed. So how we perceive speed and time, light and gravity, it's all very complex. And how we perceive time in the 24-hour clock is not really how time is working. And in this book on physics, one of the laws of physics is actually the faster things travel, the more time speeds up, which is a very interesting kind of revelation, because it makes kind of sense when you're rushing from task to task, when you're always traveling from A to B, not thinking about the route, when you've just got heaps and heaps of things to do, when you're busy. Not only does the day just fly by, but people do age as well. So it's very interesting to think of it in that respect. We think time is different for everyone, but in fact, we think time is the same for everyone, but in fact, time is very different for every single person. And I've gone off on a tangent, I'm sorry, but I find this very fascinating. So for instance, some people might have a day where they're like, wow, I just had so much time. And then another day where there was not enough time. It's how we perceive time, and time is different. So that's why I really encourage you to find that time, find the space in the day. And when we talk about self-care, we talk about time out. We talk about space. We talk about just being. We talk about being mindful. And these are all habits that you really need to learn and teach yourself, because a lot of people, we go through the day just going from A to B, A to B, A to B, getting from one place to the other, achieving our goal. What's our goal? Well, we think of our goal when we're 65, 70, 80. But really, it's about being in this moment. And if you're having a cup of tea, it's about really being in that moment and relishing that cup of tea. If you're with a person, it's about being with that person. The only moment that really exists is the moment you're in at this time. And by getting into that core and by really focusing on that is going to help your metabolism. And I know it kind of comes in from a really far out kind of way, but it's so true. If you learn to look after yourself, if you learn to just slow, you'll find not only do you get stuff done, but what happens is it will help your hormones, which will ultimately help your metabolism. So that brings me on to cortisol. So self-care is it's about obviously loving yourself, but it's about balancing out your hormones and resetting your hormones. And cortisol is one of the biggest hormones. We need cortisol, but it's one of the biggest hormones that causes problems with other hormones in your metabolism. So cortisol is a little bit pesky. If it's way, way too high, it makes us wired, it makes us tired, it makes us anxious, it gives us heart palpitations, it causes all sorts of nasty things in your body, inflammation, high blood sugar, insulin resistance, weight gain on the belly, high estrogen. I mean, I could really go on and on and on. But what cortisol does is it binds to the receptors for certain hormones. So let's talk about thyroid hormones. Your thyroid hormones are the most important hormones for your metabolism. If you haven't got adequate T3 hormone, or if your T3 is just not able to work, your metabolism is going to be really sluggish. Your metabolism will be slow. You'll feel puffy, you'll feel fatigued, you'll have constipation, you won't be able to lose weight, you might have hair loss, you might have dry skin, you might have strawy hair. So all of those symptoms, if your metabolism is low and because your thyroid is low. So if you're super, super stressed, and you're not taking on the self-care activity, the meditation, the mindfulness, the massage, the cortisol is going to remain high. And the cortisol is going to sit on these receptors and it's not going to allow your thyroid hormone to be used. Another important hormone is progesterone. If we have low progesterone, we feel anxious, we get insomnia, we get weight gain. Water retention is a huge one. Low progesterone, water retention, right out that door. You put on water weight overnight, and you can put on kilos of water weight overnight. I've got some clients that can go up 5 kilos within a night. And so what cortisol will do, not only will it block receptors, but cortisol is so naughty. And it steals progesterone. So the more stressed you get, the more you're rushing from task to task to task to task, frazzled through the day, and you don't give yourself a chance to sit down and just be mindful. All you need is 5 minutes to reset your cortisol. You can teach yourself to get your cortisol down very quickly, very soon. And so it's about finding that space in the day, because if you don't, cortisol steals your progesterone up there, high progesterone, pulls it down, makes it into cortisol, and then does its thing. And so even if you do have a stressful day, it's about finding that space. If your work is so full on, so hectic, it's still about being sensible and finding that space in the day, popping it in your calendar, whether it's 10 minutes of mindfulness, whether you go for a walk at lunchtime, whether you have a massage after work, whether you do yoga or meditation before or after work. It's actually should be your priority, and it is so very important. And so many people are not doing this, and this is ultimately what's causing this extreme high cortisol. So if you find meditation hard, if you find mindfulness hard, if you find slow yoga, yin yoga hard, and if you know me and you're a client of mine, you know I do talk about these and I try and convince you that this is the best way forward. But I also have a lot of clients that say, I can't do it, it totally stresses me out, I get anxious just being in a room where everyone's quiet and slow. If that's the case, start off slow, but it does mean that you do need to do it. So I would look at apps like Headspace, Calm, Buddhify, HoloSync. I would look at doing some meditation courses, but particularly I would just learn to get mindful and learn to get in tune with the universe. So, when you're on the bus, instead of just mindlessly not thinking about your journey, really honing on the journey, really honing on surroundings, and be mindful about what's going on. And that helps to stop the chatter in your brain. And the more you stop that chatter in the brain, the more you will find the space in the day. Once you find that space in your mind and the chatter stops, the days will lengthen and you'll have space in the day to get the stuff done without being super, super stressed. So we've talked about progesterone. Progesterone is your loving hormone. It's your lovely hormone. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel calm. If your cortisol is high, your progesterone is going to be low. Another thing is blood sugar. So if you're stressed constantly and your cortisol is high, that's going to affect your blood sugar. You're going to crave all the wrong foods. You're going to crave sugar. You're going to crave carbohydrates, all the things that knock your metabolism for sick. So this is why, again, self-care is so very important. So we've talked about progesterone, cortisol, blood sugar, and then just one more that does have a little impact is oxytocin. So oxytocin is your sort of get up and go. Oxytocin helps you to feel connected to the world. So it helps you to feel connected to everybody else. It helps you to feel connected to the universe. And if your oxytocin is low, you feel like you don't belong. You feel depressed. You might even get constipation, but also your metabolism will be slow. So it's really important that you work on your oxytocin. And to work on your oxytocin, you can do things like catch up with your girlfriends, get regular hugs, get regular massages, ground yourself regularly outside, feet in the ground, that kind of thing. So getting your oxytocin up, again, is a hormone that's important for your metabolism. All these go hand in hand to support you, support your metabolism, and support your end health goal, whether it's weight loss, whether it's chronic illness, whether it's inflammation or pain. If our oxytocin is low, actually our pain threshold will be low. So we're going to feel more pain, you know, especially if we've got a mixture of high cortisol, high estrogen, low progesterone, low oxytocin. We'll be in so much pain, like fibromyalgia. That's what we, you know, because our hormones are so out of whack, we feel pain so differently, and we feel pain so much more. And then it gets to the core of our dopamine levels as well, and our serotonin levels, and it really starts to knock those for six. So by getting those hormones in alignment and resetting them, that can go a long way to reset your metabolism. But to do that, you need to work on your day, and you need to work at finding the space and doing self-care, doing meditation, yoga, and really pushing yourself and, in effect, forcing yourself to make this a priority for you. So if you haven't made this a priority, I want you to have a think about what you do. What do you do in the day that's self-care? And I will raise a few things, and I'm just going to raise a few things now. If you say sitting down watching telly, that doesn't have that kind of positive impact on your nervous system. It doesn't affect cortisol. It doesn't bring cortisol down. In fact, some TV shows might raise cortisol. So TV's out. Sorry, folks. Sorry if you're binging on something on Netflix at the moment. It's addictive, and you may think, but also it changes our consciousness a little bit. So it's just something to think about. So what is self-care for you? TV aside, what do you do in the day, every single day, that's space for you? I've heard mums that, you know, they find it hard, 3 children, working, find it really difficult to find self-care. So you can start to put in practices like I've heard someone speak before. I think it's Sarah Gottfried, MD, in the States. She talks about tiara time. So she puts on a tiara, and she's actually taught her family to respect that time. That's her time, space. That's when that tiara's on, that's her time. No one interfere with her me time. And so I want you to think about, what is your self-care activity? What is it you can do every single day to ensure that your cortisol levels don't go sky high? You can balance out your estrogen and progesterone, and you can raise your oxytocin. And at the same time, I assure you, this will help your metabolism. It really will help your metabolism. You do this for 30 days, you will notice the difference in your energy levels, how you feel, and what it does to your metabolism. So I offer up some suggestions: massage, meditation, mindfulness, reading a book, time out for before bed. Hi, Jackie said. Well, here's the thing, Jackie. If you can get into a really super meditative state, and you're not worrying about things that are going on in the day, and you're not worrying about this, that, and the other, yes, It can be. It can. So that, I mean, for me, not. For me, if anyone knows me, they know I don't iron. And so, but so I on purpose, I don't buy things, or I never wear things that need to be ironed because I don't like ironing. For me, it's a stress. But if it's relaxing for you, I will mail my ironing to you, Jackie. Hey, you know what's good to get if you do a lot of ironing? I've got friends that love ironing. They get, actually, this is a really good idea. Go to Office Works and get those stand-up things that people put at post office if they're working in a post office or they're working next to a till. You know, those comfy like floor things. I think they're about $30 or $40 from Office Works. If you do find you're doing a bit of ironing through the day, Jackie, I would recommend getting one of those to put at your ironing board because it helps with any pain and any posture issues. So yeah, there we go. Ironing. Some people find cleaning relaxing, but I want it. The intention is, if the intention has to be for you for self-care. So if you're doing cleaning, no thanks. If you're doing cleaning, and you're doing it for other people to get the house clean, the intention is not right. The intention has to be doing something because you choose to do it for you. And so if you enjoy cleaning, but still at the back of your mind, you're cleaning because you need to get the house done because you've got visitors coming around and so you're getting the house done, then it's not relaxing. So it has to be the intention behind why you're doing something. And then that creates that space, that creates that self-care activity. So there's lots to think about, but I would love to know what you do. Jack has also said ironing. But what do you do? Do you do yoga? Do you do walking? Do you do gardening? Do you get massages regularly? Do you go to the chiropractor? Do you get Reiki? Reiki is wonderful. All of these kind of things, it really is time for you. And maybe the more far out it is, especially if you're spending some money, you know, $80 on reflexology, the more kind of far out it is, the more you're actually giving that message. Wow, this is, you know, I'm really loving myself right now. So I'd love to hear any comments on that. I hope you got a lot out of day 6. I know people roll their eyes a little bit when we talk about self-care and we talk about you, but it's actually one of the most important things. And without this portion of everything, the other things aren't going to do what they need to do for your metabolism. So pop in the comments below what it is, what self-care is for you, and what you're committing to doing for the next month, the next 30 days. What is your commitment to you? What is your self-care commitment? Whether it's 5 minutes, 1 hour a day, whatever it is, pop it in the comments below. I would love to know. And if you've got any questions, please pop them below. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 7. Thanks, Jackie, and thanks, Kim. Thanks, Jackie, for your interaction, and thanks for joining, Kim. And thanks to anyone else online now. Yeah, definitely. So again, Jackie, infrared sauna is, infrared, it's time out. So although it's cleansing, it's actually time out. So if you can sit in the infrared sauna and you're not fretting or you're not worrying or you're not anxious about anything, and you can just be there, read a book or just meditate, whatever it is, Jackie, that's self-care, because that's time you're putting aside for you to help your well-being, to help pain, to help metabolism, to help your frame of mind, to help you emotionally. All of those things, if it's time for you, then that's self-care, and so that's fine. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for all the questions, and thanks so much for joining me. And I can't wait to pop on tomorrow to talk about day 7. We're coming to the end soon. Wow. Use this time to ask me questions, please, because we will be finishing up on day 10. We're at day 7 now. So a few more emails to come. And then the last email is going to be really cool. Some surprises on there. So if you want to join up, I'll put a link to join up in the comments below so you can get my 10-day Master Your Metabolism series by email. But have a wonderful day, everyone. Enjoy your Friday night, and I'll chat to you tomorrow. And thanks again, Jackie and Kim. Bye.